Hi, I'm Lady Genevieve, and the rom-com is back. Ticket to Paradise is what I have been waiting to see. That and The Lost City are both currently in my top 10 releases of 2022. Will they stay there by the time the year is up? We will see, but probably yes. Now, normally I try to avoid talking about spoilers when things are newly released, but rom-coms aren't exactly known for their twists and turns. You more or less know how the story is going to play out before the movie starts. It's in the very name. Rom, meaning romance, and com, meaning comedy. And Ticket to Paradise most definitely delivers on both. The main point of feedback I will offer is that the chemistry between Julia Roberts and George Clooney is priceless and worth the entire cost of admission. The strength of a movie like this is in its chemistry and its heart, and the movie delivers both. If you have ever enjoyed a rom-com, any rom-com, I implore you to go see this and enjoy every bit of it because we need more movies like this. But now let's talk more about spoilers. From the opening of this movie, we already see who these characters are, their history with each other, and the delicious friction we're going to watch them have throughout the story.
Oh my God, this is crazy.
I didn't end up taking a lot of notes, although I usually try to do that when I know I want to do a review of a movie and I'm watching it for the first time. The premise of the movie is that George and Julia play David and Georgia, the divorced parents of their daughter Lily, who has just graduated from law school.
I'm studying to be a lawyer.
Lily goes to Indonesia on holiday, falls in love with a cute guy named Gede, and they decide to get married. David and Georgia believe that Lily is throwing her life away when they receive the wedding invitation, so they decide to put aside their differences so they can bust up the relationship so she won't get married and live out her life in Indonesia with the man she loves. That is some straight up hater energy, but it makes for such great entertainment, so I love it. Unsurprisingly, the film is gorgeous because it's a destination rom-com set mostly in Indonesia. As much as I love looking at it, part of me did get a bit wary because sometimes when Hollywood does destination films like these, it causes an upspike in tourism of wherever they're showing, and more specifically the bad kind of tourism, the kind that leads to environmental damage. If you need an example of what I'm talking about, just go read about what happened with Danny Boyle's The Beach. The studio caused a lot of destruction to the Thai island on which they filmed because they bulldozed and landscaped the location and caused irreparable damage to the natural ecosystem. And on top of that, the increase in tourism of that island caused so much damage to the bay and the coral reefs that Thailand shut the location down from tourists visiting. All this to say, if you watch Ticket to Paradise and get swept up in the beauty of Indonesia and you decide you want to visit, don't be a jerk about it. Don't go there and pollute. Don't be a nuisance. Respect the land and respect the locals. It's not that complicated.
I can drive on the wrong side of the road and the wrong side of the car. Just stay focused.
The trailer for Ticket to Paradise gave a significant amount of the plot away, but like I said, a movie like this is more so about enjoying the chemistry and the vibes of the lead performers. There is no question that seeing George and Julia back together is the selling point of the film. I don't mean any disrespect to the younger couple of the movie. They may very well continue to develop their skills as actors and be a force to be reckoned with in the rom-com genre further on into their careers. But the thing you need to remember about George and Julia is not just the fact that they are very famous A-list movie stars. They have worked together before as a romantic couple. They played Danny and Tess Ocean in the Steven Soderbergh Ocean's movies, although Julia was not in Ocean's 13 because she had given birth when it was time to go into production and she opted to stay home, which is a totally fair decision on her part.
Oh, because...
Ow. George! I just had a baby. 2.
Just now?
No.
These two were already convincing as a divorced couple who reconcile in that series, so they have a shorthand in how they work together to play a romantic couple, and more specifically, a romantic couple that has a sort of rift and friction in their relationship.
You said that you sold this.
I said that.
Liar.
Thief.
The idea of seeing two people getting into mischief and bickering with each other for about 2 hours might not seem like a multi-million-dollar idea until you actually see it play out and are sold on the idea by the chemistry. There isn't a lot in the film that is thematically complex. It's more intimate with its character work. David and Georgina unpack their relationship a bit and how it went wrong, as well as their evolving feelings about trying to do what's best for their daughter, and more specifically, what that intention entails. And their daughter Lily navigates her existential questions about how she wants to live her life and which path will bring her true happiness. The majority of my feedback on Ticket to Paradise is positive, but I did only rate it 4.5 out of 5 stars. My favorite rom-com of 2022 is still The Lost City, which I haven't actually got around to making a dedicated video on. Perhaps I will at some point.
What are you gonna do, put the car back together?
Well, we could...
The only things that I didn't like about Ticket to Paradise were small things. One thing was that George Clooney's character David says in passing that Hawaii is in America. That threw me off because Hawaii is an illegally occupied country and its indigenous population continues to be violently invaded, pushed out, and the land is destroyed by wealthy foreigners. I tried to follow ongoings of indigenous Hawaiian activists and tried to be sensitive to their cause, so hearing that line mentioned in passing, since it is just a throwaway line, it just messed with the flow of my otherwise enjoyable experience.
Fine, a nickel for every time I got in a fist fight during a chick flick.
I loved Gaday's family though. I thought they were so cute with each other. We didn't get as many scenes of them interacting with each other as I would have liked, but the few moments that we did get of them speaking to each other were all really fun and sweet to watch. They felt like a real family, so that entire large ensemble of performers deserves to get booked for way more jobs. We've already seen both Sandra Bullock and Jennifer Lopez return this year with rom-coms, and now we also see Julia Roberts back. So what I need next is Meg Ryan. Whomever is in Hollywood working as a producer and sees that the rom-com is picking up steam in the resurgence of its popularity, you need to pick up the phone and call her. Ticket to Paradise has an extra layer of nostalgia baked in because you have a very well-known on-screen couple reuniting. So in addition to my need to see a new rom-com starring Meg Ryan, if we can more specifically get that to be a Meg Ryan, Hugh Jackman reunion, I will absolutely melt down in the best way possible. One of the things that I found to be quite striking about Ticket to Paradise came at the end when they finally had these two decide that they were going to give it another go. They had already kissed at this point, but they had played that off like, oops, it was a bad idea, we shouldn't do that. Clearly, we just got caught up in the heat of the moment. They are on the boat that's going to take them away from the island, and they have some sort of exchange about how maybe they'll come back someday to spend more time there. And Georgia, she says something like, why wait? And then they just start smiling at each other, and they have this really long stretch of just looking at each other, smiling, giggling. I think maybe David says something like, really? But overall, it's not a lot of dialogue. It's almost no dialogue at all. So they reach this understanding of reconciliation, of rekindling with little to no dialogue. That is something that I don't think many of today's generation of so-called A-listers would be able to pull off and have it be anywhere near as effective. And I really do feel like this movie reminded us of how important chemistry is.
Flow is flow.
I don't think we have a consistent exposure to new pairings in our new stars that have these levels of chemistry, of sheer delight at each other's company. It's like you don't even realize that it's been so absent during this long rom-com drought that we've had for years until you finally see it again.
Why did you stay?
Because you asked me to.
Another thing that I loved that nearly made me fly out of my seat into the air was the fact that they showed bloopers in the credits. I have talked about this more than once with different people in my life. The inclusion of bloopers in movie credits is important. It is fun. It's a celebration of the joyful process of movie making, and I mean that with every fiber of my being. Movie making should be joyful. It is a gift to get paid to bring these stories to life on such a large scale. I know that for some films in certain genres, tonally, it could be a bit peculiar to include the bloopers in the credits. It would be strange to watch a powerful piece of dramatic fiction like Snowpiercer with its incredible ending, and then see the actors immediately filming and laughing during a take because someone messed up one of their lines or dropped a prop. But for rom-coms or just comedies in general, you should be putting the bloopers in. You're not going to tell me that it was the wrong decision to show Jackie Chan scolding Chris Tucker for answering his phone in the middle of them shooting a scene together.
No, you can't speak to Jackie Chan. No! They want to speak to you, Jack.
Hello?
I'm sorry about this.
We are filming right now.
I know that studios have started to do less bonus features because they don't care about making physical media appealing anymore because they don't find it to be profitable, but I sincerely hope someone with sense will get George and Julia to do a commentary track for a DVD of Ticket to Paradise because I will get that on opening day.
I will definitely be there instead of having sex with someone.
These two making jokes and serving banter for 2 hours, talking about a movie they made together. We need this. I need this. I am so glad that Bridgerton reignited my determination to publicly platform my opinions about rom-coms, because even though I've always had these opinions, I didn't push them as much into the videos I make on here. But now there's just no stopping me. If you could see how long the raw file is of what I filmed for my Benedict Bridgerton video, it's shocking. And yes, I filmed it. It's being edited right now.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening!
Make sure you all go see Ticket to Paradise, support the rom-com revival. I'm also very excited about Jennifer Lopez doing yet another new rom-com, which will be coming out early next year, but I'm annoyed that it's just going direct to streaming when I want to see that on the big screen. These studios need to sign off on making more rom-coms to play in the cinema. It's a cinematic experience.
It's my favorite movie of all time.
Me too.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know which rom-coms you would like to potentially see me do videos on in the future. Right now, though, the main video I'm working on is, of course, my Benedict Bridgerton video. I'm not sure yet if I will have any other videos I want to publish before I finish that one, so just stay tuned to find out, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.